Hi everyone. Today we are going to see a new topic called DHCP, that is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So usually a large organization, they will receive a block of addresses. So when they want to connect to the internet, so they will receive a block of address from an organization called ICANN, that is Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. So this is a common global society which will provide you IP address to any organization. Okay, so in suppose a small organization, if they want to receive an IP set of IP addresses, they will receive from internet service providers. Okay, they will receive the IP address from internet service providers. After a block of addresses has been assigned to any organization, so what network administrator has to do is that network administrator has to manually assign the addresses to all the individual hosts. So he has to manually assign the addresses to the individual host, okay, individual system. He has to assign all the addresses. So we have seen how we'll be identifying the first address and last address if any IP block of addresses is being given. So network administrator, he has to manually assign all the addresses to all the individual host or routers. Okay, what is this dynamic host configuration protocol will do is that this address assignment in an organization can be done automatically by using this protocol called dynamic host configuration protocol. So by using DHCP, so what you can do is this address assignment can be done automatically. So this is the purpose of DHCP. So here network administrator has to manually assign all the IP addresses. But if we want an organization, if they having this DHCP protocol, they can assign these IP addresses without the help of network administrators. Okay. So DHCP is an application layer program. This is an application layer program. It uses a client server paradigm. Okay, it uses a concept of client server paradigm. Actually, what it will do is that it will helps the TCP IP layer in the network layer. So by using this DHCP, it is actually an application layer program. It uses a concept of client server, and it actually helps the TCP IP in the network layer. So we are dealing with network layer now. So it helps us network layer for doing this work. Okay, so we can say that it is DHCP is nothing but it is a plug and play protocol. Okay, so whenever we want, we can able to install, and whenever we don't want this, we can able to reinstall them. So it is a plug and play protocol. Okay, we will see how this DHCP is assigning IP address to individual users. Okay, so for next we will see the message format. So before going into that message transmission, so we will see what is a message format of DHCP. Okay, the message format will be like this. So this is the header message format. So we have on opcode will tell you whether it is a request or whether it is a reply. We are going for request for DHCP, or otherwise we are going to get a reply. So that will be mentioned in this opcode. H type is an hardware type, so it will represent whether what type of internet we are connected. Okay, whether it is an Ethernet or any other type we have been connected, hardware type. And H length will give you the length of the IP, length of the hardware address. Okay, length of hardware address, this H length. Next will be H count. H count will tell you the maximum number of hops the packet can travel. Maximum number of hops the packet can travel will give you the H count. So whenever you want to use this DHCP, you have to use this message format. The first option will tell you whether it is a request or reply. The second option is hardware type. This will tell you what type of hardware address you are going to use. The next is hardware length. This will tell you the length of the hardware length. And hop count will tell you the maximum number of hops that packet has to travel. And the transaction ID. So here the transaction ID, this will be an integer number. It is set by the client, and it is an integer number. and it is your, whenever we are going to do any transaction, we can use this transaction ID for identifying that particular transaction. Next is time elapsed. Time elapsed will tell you the number of seconds that since the client started to the boot. Okay, these number of seconds it has started to boot. And flags will tell you this first bit, it's usually the flags in this first bit, it is usually an unicast. If it is 0, it means unicast, and if it is the 1, it represents your multicast. Okay, and other 15 bits, totally 15 bits are there. In this 16 bits are there. In this first bit only we are going to use, whether it is 0 for unicast and 1 it is multicast. Other 15 bits we are not using it. Okay, bits are not used. This client IP address, this is an IP address, we doesn't know the IP address, so it is usually, it will be set to 0. We need an IP address, so we are requesting to the server, so it will be 0. Your IP address is nothing but the client IP address that is given by, this is an IP address that is given by the server. So server, after we are requesting, and the server will be giving you an IP address, so that is your IP address. Next is server IP address. So if we know the broadcast IP address, we can mention the server IP address over here. And gateway IP address, this is an address of the default router, and next comes your client hardware address. So if we know the physical address, we can mention it here. And if we know the server name to which we are contacting, server name, and we have boot file name and options. So these are all the message format when you want to send a message to the server. So this is what the message format you have to use. First is operation code, hardware type, hardware length, hop count, transaction ID, time elapsed, flags, client IP address, then your IP address, server IP address, then comes your gateway IP address, client hardware name, server name, boot file name, options. Okay, so this options, it can be of like this. So if you take the options value, this options can be like this. So it will have 3 field. One is tag field, length field, and value field. Tag field will always have the value 53. Length field of this value is 1. The value, it can take any values between 1 to 8. If it is 1, it represents a message called DHCP discover. If it is 2, it represents DHCP offer. And the DHCP request is for 3. And 4, it is DHCP decline. 5th is DHCP acknowledgement, and 6th is DHCP negative acknowledgement. 7 is DHCP release, and 8th is DHCP inform. So we can send all these 8 messages. So any message they can choose is that value will be represent. Suppose if you are going to do for DHCP discover, the value 1 will be mentioned over here. So this is the message format of DHCP. We will see the operation of DHCP. So whenever a client wants an IP address from any of the server, it uses DHCP protocol. So we doesn't know the IP address of the client. Okay, so we know the server IP address. It may be 181.14.16.170. This is an IP address for the server. So first the client will send DHCP discover message to all the nearby servers. It will send a broadcast message to all the nearby server for the IP address. So any of the server which is interested to give their own IP address, they will give you the offer, DHCP offer message to the client. Now the client will get many of the offers. Among the offers, they will select any one of the best offer, and they will send the DHCP request to the specified server. Now DHCP server will send acknowledged message if they want to give the IP address to the client. Okay, then the IP address can be used by the client for the specified time. Okay, this is how the process works. First we will see the DHCP discover message. So in this transaction ID is this is a transaction ID. So here it is communicating with this particular server with the transaction ID 1001. So here the lease time, client address, server address, initially we doesn't know anything. So but here source port we are sending in the port 68, and the destination port is 67 over here. Okay, and the source address we doesn't know the source address, so we are sending with the address called 0.0.0.0, and destination address is a broadcast address we are going to send to all the servers. So it will be 255.255.255. Okay, this is what the message it will be sent from DHCP discover message will contain this. Okay, from client to server. After receiving, so the DHCP will assign any one of the IP address. So it is the same transaction ID is 1001. So it is providing you with the lease time 3600 minutes. Like it is providing you with this 3600 minutes of this particular IP address. You can use this IP address for this particular time, and we doesn't know the client client address. It is assigning the IP address call, your IP address 181.14.16.182. So this is an IP address which has been assigned, which is given by the server to the client. So the server address is this address 181.14.16.170 is the current server address, and it is sending with the port 67. So here we have used 68 and destination port is 67. Now here it is sending from the server to the client, so it is using this port 67 and destination port is 68 over here. So the source address over here is, now we know the source address 181.14.16. This is the source address. So server is a source address, so this is a source address, and destination address is here we are sending, again it's a broadcast, so 255.255.255. okay, this is the DHCP offer message will contain. Now the request message, coming to the request message, here also the transaction ID is 1001. Lease time is, we have allocated with the lease time 3600 minutes, and the client address they have allocated with the IP address call 18.16. Here they have allocated 182. So this is what the IP address they have assigned, and the server address is 181.14.16.170 is the server address IP address. Now we are sending with the source port 68 and destination port is 67, and source address is this one here 181.14.16.182. again we are sending a broadcast message, so it will be 255.255.255.255 is the broadcast message. This is what DHCP request message, it will be sent from the client to the server. So now this the server accept this request, so it will assign this 3600. now it will send an acknowledgement message. Now your address will be 181.14.16.182 is an assigned IP address to the client, and server address is 181.14.16.170. source port is 67 and destination port is 68, and source address is 181.14.16. this is a source address, so it will be 170. destination addresses, again it sends the broadcast message. So this is what this is sent from the server to the client. So whenever a client wants any IP address from the server, first it will send a DHCP discover message to the nearby server, a broadcast message. Now the server will send you the best offer, the IP address with the specified minutes. Now the client can select any one of the offers, it will send the request message to the server. Then the server will send the DHCP acknowledgement message again to the client by accepting their offer, okay, accepting their request. Okay, then the client can able to use the IP address for the specified time. Now we will see the finite state mission for the DHCP client. So this is, it's DHCP client itself, it's a state machine where it performs transition from one state to another state. So these are the states it is going to transfer. First it will be in initial state, selecting state, requesting state, bound state, renewing state, and this side we have rebinding state. Okay, we will see how it is transferred from one state to another state. So initially when it wants any IP address, it goes to an initial state called init state. Okay, and it will send, the client machine will send DHCP discover. So it will ask for, it will discover, it will send a discover message, and it will ask for IP address from the nearby servers. So it goes into a state called selecting state. So here it will select the DHCP offer. So when any offers came from the server, it will select the DHCP, it will accept the offer, and if it will select the best offer, it will select the best offer, and it goes to a next state called requesting state, and it will select, after selecting the best offer, it will send the request message to the concerned server. Okay, to the selected server, it will go into a state called requesting state. So but suppose if the server has sent you a DHCP acknowledgement message, DHCP negative acknowledgement, it again goes to the initial state. It again goes to an initial state. Now the client is in requesting state. So when the server sends DHCP acknowledgement message, when it sends acknowledgement message, it goes into a state called bound state, where it can use the IP address for the specified lease time. Okay, so now what happens is that, so now DHCP, if the lease time is 50% over, if the lease time is 50% expired, 50% expired, again it goes for request message, it goes for request renewing its state. So it goes for renewing state. So if it asks for the renewing part to the server, so if the server has send you an acknowledgement, again it goes to a bound state. Okay, now again if it does not receive any acknowledgement, again it will wait till 75 percentage, again it will wait till 75 percentage expiry time. Okay, so it will wait until this 75 percentage it expires. Again it will send the DHCP request message to the server asking for renewing its state, asking for more lease time. So now it goes into rebinding state. Again, if the server sends you a DHCP acknowledgement message, it will goes into the bound state. Otherwise, if it is not receiving any message, or if it receives any negative acknowledgement message, DHCP negative acknowledgement, or it is, if the lease time is expires, then it goes to the initial state. So this is what the states we have in finite state machine. So initially, whenever a host wants to join, if it wants to get an IP address, it goes to initial state. Then it will ask for the discover, using DHCP discover, it will send, it will goes into the selecting state, where it will get many DHCP offers. In that it will select the best offer. It will goes to next state called requesting state. In the requesting state, now it will request, it will send DHCP request message to the selected server. Now the server will send the DHCP acknowledgement. If it's a negative acknowledgement, it will again go to initial state. If it accepts its request, it will goes into the bound state by using the IP address for the lease time. So if the lease time is 50% over, again it will send DHCP request to the server. It goes to renewing state. If it receives DHCP acknowledgement, again it goes to bound state. And if it does not receive any acknowledgement, it will wait till 75% lease time over, and it will again send the DHCP request. It will goes into a state called rebinding state. If once again, if the server sends an acknowledgement, it will goes into the bind state for renewing its lease time. Or if the server has sent DHCP negative acknowledgement or lease time is expired, it again goes to the initial state. So DHCP is used to assigning the address, IP addresses automatically. So this is done by DHCP protocol. So it is a plug and play protocol. So in this DHCP, we have learnt the message format and what all the operations you can perform on DHCP, and we have seen the transition state from transition finite state machine of DHCP protocol. Okay, thank you.